We know this Tom Brady thing's going to end eventually, and it's not that they lost this weekend. They lost another road game, and Tennessee, which has the NFL's #1 defense, I didn't think it was a very competitive game. It felt like to me it was one of those games you can look at a score and think one thing. It kind of felt like a blowout in the second quarter because the offensive line at New England was manhandled. I haven't seen Brady struggle like that in a long time. And we thought, let's bring on a former Patriot, got some rings. Now he's a Titan, Logan Ryan via the Coward Global Satellite Network. First of all, I'm excited to talk to you because you're really a thinking man's football player. They nabbed you out of Rutgers. I'm surprised they let you go because you are right up New England's alley. You're an analytic guy. You do all the little things well. Were you surprised? Are you surprised today you're still not a Patriot? You feel like a Patriot.
Well, I appreciate those compliments right there. I wish you can. We got to save that for Vrabel so he can talk to me like that a little more. No, it is what it is. I love being a Patriot. I felt like I really was great in the system, being versatile, being willing to play wherever it took to win games. But I also understand from a financial standpoint that I might have got a little too rich for them.
Yeah,
and that's okay because John Robinson's the guy who liked me out of college. And I really feel like I can grow here and be a #1 corner here and really develop guys like a Dory Jackson and really be a leader on a defense and do something special here in Nashville. And that's what I'm doing on and off the field. I'm having a great time doing it and having a great time, playing my former team too. So it's good all around. And, things work out as they may. And I mean, that's life. And I'm happy with, everything that's going on in my career so far.
Well, Nashville's an amazing place to live. It's one of the really cool cities in America. My wife and I have been there. We're always like, man, Nashville's a hidden gem, and they love their Titans. You had a quote after the game. You said, quote, "I've played a lot of games, and I haven't seen the Patriots look like that at the end of the game." Logan, what'd you mean by that? Explain that.
Well, we had so many keys to that game, and really it was to make them earn every yard. And we know with New England, they did it to us in the playoffs last year. They're going to spread you out, go empty, go no huddle, and try to dink and dunk. And we wanted to make every yard, give them nothing for free. We wanted to line up, we wanted to make them earn it. And we wanted to press the receivers and, rush Brady. We weren't going to sit back and play zone and let them have all day. So we were going to go after it and really go for the win. And we were so locked in on doing that every drive. And I remember we got up right away and we're up 14-0 or 14-3. And I'm like, stay on it. Because I've been on the other side. I've been with Brady coming back 28-3 in the Super Bowl. I've been in the first Super Bowl with Malcolm Butler and Brady and coming back down 14 in the fourth quarter. So I've been on that other side with him. He's relentless. And that's how we had to be on defense. So to see him out of the game with 7 minutes left, that's something I haven't seen where they said, you know what, let's just try to get in the bye week healthy, because I think we were beating them up a little bit. It was a really physical game on both sides. A lot of guys got banged up. A lot of guys giving a lot of effort. And, I mean, that's the effort that we need to play with every week. And I just think to see New England at the end kind of pull Brady out and kind of say, let's put Hoyer in and kind of run the ball. And, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, well, there's no question. It was beyond disruptive. He was never comfortable in the pocket. You spent 4 years going against him at practice. And we all know Tom's great. That goes without saying. Are there tricks that you have learned from Tom? Like if I said to you, Logan, give me one or two things that you're a better player having faced Brady, what would those be?
Well, it's really a one-play mindset, because Brady can have a bad play or I can have a bad play, and your team's going to need you in the end. And I think I gave up a catch to Edelman early in the game, and I had a 4th down stop on the same play later. So, I mean, to kind of just stay in it each and every play, it's a long game. It's something I learned from Brady. But really, our key was to rush to, get him off the spot. He's the best pocket passer of all time. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. I believe that from seeing his work ethic, playing with them. And everybody's key is to get him off the spot. That's obviously easy said than done. And their offensive line, they're taught to block inside out and create a nice pocket, and Brady's going to move up in the pocket. So we want to disrupt that like everyone tries to do. I think we did a good job of executing it with Dean Pease, who's been in Baltimore for years and had some good game plans against Brady. We did some new defense that he hasn't seen. We also did a mixture of what we do, what's making us the #1 defense right now in football. So we had a good mix of doing what we do, but giving them something new. And I don't think it tricked them. And I don't think we're trying to trick them. I just think that we were just playing aggressively and mixing in new defense and old defense and trying to line up in it almost. Because if you try to disguise him, he's seen it all. And then you don't execute the play. For example, I remember the first play of the game, Kenny Vaccaro has a big hit defensively. And it's 2nd and 12. And then they run the ball or whatever. And it's 3rd and 12. And Kevin Byard gets caught trying to disguise cover 2. And he throws a 40-yard bomb to Josh Gordon down the middle. And KB said, man, I got caught trying to show too low. And I said, look, he's seen it. He knows you're not going to be there. Just line up where we got to line up and just play. And I think that's what we started to do. We stopped trying to trick them and just played. And like I said, made them receivers earn every yard.
You know, a couple of things. You face Andrew Luck this week, and I know you've seen film on Andrew. I love Andrew Luck. I think life, a lot of times, is do you get support? Nobody can do it alone in life. Nobody. No player. Michael Jordan.
Not in football.
Yeah, not in football. By the way, Michael Jordan needed Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson, too. And I look at Andrew Luck, and those first few years, man, he didn't have an O-line. He didn't have a running game. Now he has both. Logan Ryan, when you look at the film of Andrew Luck, what do you see? What jumps out to you? Because this is the biggest Titans game in the regular season, Logan, I can remember in years. What do you see?
I see that he's healthy. I mean, he's throwing the ball like Andrew Luck does. And early in his career, when he was healthy and had some protection, he was an MVP candidate. So that's what it is. The last 3 games, he hasn't got sacked. I mean, that's the key. If you give any quarterback, or especially a good one, some time in this league, they can pick you apart. I mean, I tip my hat. I think that we have the best cover guys in the NFL. I think we're the best secondary. I think we can match up with anybody man-to-man with our 3 corners and our 2 safeties. But if you give anybody time, you can't cover them forever. So we have to find a way to disrupt his timing, get in that offensive line, make them uncomfortable, similar to what we did last week. We just have to really make them uncomfortable back there and allow our coverage and our rush to marry up. And I think that's the key.
You know, it's interesting. The AFC this year, it feels like, you know, it's early, but I feel like New England will win their division, Pittsburgh will win theirs, Kansas City Chargers will win theirs. And then I feel like the wild cards, your division's the last one that's open. And it's interesting. When you were in New England, you never had a Super Bowl hangover. They've avoided it. Philadelphia this year has a Super Bowl hangover. There is something to be said about living in the moment. How do I know that young Tennessee, after beating the Patriots, you guys aren't out partying all night and you're going to show up flat against the Colts? How do I know that's not going to happen?
Yeah, we tried that. They called us being the Eagles early in the year our Super Bowl. And we upset Philly when they got Carson Wentz back, and Philly was supposed to be riding high. And we beat them in overtime, and it was great. And then we came out and lost to the Bills and lost 3 straight.
Yep.
And then we did a lot of evaluation over the bye week. It came at a good time for us to figure out what we do well, commit ourselves. And we said it's November. That's something that Vrabel's bringing from New England. And it's true. It's November. It's decision time. It's time to decide who the reals and the fakes are. It's time to decide who's going to win a division. It's time to decide what type of team you're going to be. I think these last 2 weeks, we had 2 games in 6 days after playing a game in London and having a long bye week. But we had 2 games in 6 days to really show what type of offense we were becoming at. And trust me, we had that taste in our mouth after the Eagles game. And I'm trying my best not to let that happen again. And I don't think it will. I think that the Colts are going to get our best shot.
By the way, you're wearing a sweater, Logan Ryan, former Patriot, and it's MMCNB. It's My Man Catch No Ball slogan for the Titans. You also have a charity campaign. Per tackle, you raise money for your foundation, which is Animal Rescue, a family foundation. You're a really good dude. You're a tremendous young man. And by the way, give your Animal Rescue Foundation some love here. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so the story starts in New England. It starts at Rutgers, the Ryan Animal Rescue Foundation. My wife, who was my then girlfriend at Rutgers, I got drafted in New England. She moved up with me. And a little bit about her is I was playing for Super Bowls, and she didn't want any of my money, and she wanted to work. And she started working at a dog shelter, and she was sleeping up sweeping up kennels and cleaning up after dogs and walking them in the winter. And I would volunteer in my off days and go hang out with her and go walk some dogs with her. And we rescued 3 dogs on our own throughout those years. But I really got to see the people who work in that shelter, some of these dogs, the amount of help they need. And I really wanted to get some of these dogs adopted because you get some friendships and relationships with these dogs who've been there over a year. So I started taking pictures with dogs and trying to get them adopted, and started doing it 26th of every month for my jersey number. It kind of gained wind, and I kind of built that. Me and my wife built that into a 501c3 nonprofit, and we raised a ton of money for animals, dogs, cats, shelters, animals all over, to really help them find forever home through behavior, through blankets in the winter, toys, whatever we can raise money for to help those animals. I have a huge heart for them. A lot of people do. It's bigger than football. And that's what my Pledge It campaign is. I'm pledging $126 per tackle that I make. I'm one of the best tackling DBs in the league. And I ask people to do that as well. And it doesn't have to be that much. It can be $1. It could be 50 cents a tackle. Whatever it is, it's going to go to the right cause, and it's going to help out some animals.
Logan Ryan, good dude. You're easy to root for. Great career. Good man. Thank you so much for coming on The Herd. We really appreciate you taking time. We know you're a busy guy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Good dude. Some guys are easy to root for in sports. Tennessee's interesting. I mean, if Tennessee, so they totally stop the Cowboys. They physically dominate Brady. Andrew Luck's been on a roll for a month. What if they shut him down? You're going to wake up and be like, because I always feel like Tennessee feels like Carolina. They can win, but they got to win a certain way. But Mariota was great Sunday. They got the running game going. They threw the ball. Is it